Hello and welcome to episode 73 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And this video picks up just where I left off in the previous one. We've just left Candlemere and we're going to travel back to the capital to cash in our quest with Willas. So we're going to enter and we're going to head over to the tavern where he said he was waiting. And we are going to attempt to pass a check, and it's a slightly tricky check. And it's one I really want to pass because of the XP it rewards, which will allow us to get level 10 in this video. And so if it doesn't work, I'm going to reload.
I decree we set up camp.
So first of all, we'll just maximize our chance of passing it by sticking on headband of alluring charisma plus 4. We're going to pinch this from Octavia. There we go. So let's have a little go. Save up. So Willas is here, and we can tell him that we visited the cursed island. Swarms with monsters. The ranger and the paladin are dead. The cleric of Neathus is in voluntary exile. The ruins are empty. No treasures. That's quite something to dump on him. And yes, that means the curse really exists. So we get some alignment stuff, but this is the one we want to pass. This this bluff 20 check. So you know, it occurred to me you sent those poor souls to the island, right? So it was you who doomed them and sent them to certain death, and then you sent me there as well. So now I'll have to spend my own resources paying for a purification ritual, and you're just going to leave like nothing happened. And that's a success. That's nice. That's a roll of 16. Thank you. 3,000 gold, 1,260 experience. Those are very nice rewards. Yes. What? But I just no. Of course not, Your Grace. I'll compensate you now. Here, Your Grace. Here, he shoves a pouch of coins in your direction. Here, this must be enough. And seems I've had no luck with the island. No profits at all. I guess I should move further to the east. Bear that in mind. If we see him come up again, which we may well do, it will be further to the east. People say the Tors of Levinese have plenty of places where an inquisitive mind might find something of value. And right now, if you don't mind, I could use a drink. Off you go, Willas. Go cause trouble somewhere else. Let's put our silly hat back on. There we go. So, all we've got left to do now is go to our throne room. And we are approaching the cursed beasts. The magical curse is rapidly approaching. However, I have timed this in such a way that we are going to be able to fit one event in, one level up, without incurring any penalties.
Don't you think?
So,
I'll share my path.
first of all, we're going to show this to Storyteller. Here, Shinea's arrowhead. And Vadrani asked me to show you this spear fragment. Can you tell me anything about its owner? And he touched the spear fragment. I'll read this bit because I feel like it. We've been walking for 10 days. The caravan owner is swearing and scratching himself. It seems that fat slop got some bad mosquito bites. I think he's regretting his decision to bypass the border guard through a smuggling route. Half the porters have upset stomachs, likely due to drinking water from the stream I found yesterday. I guess there must have been a reason it reeked. I walk in the front, trying to seem respectable and intimidating. Otherwise, they might realize I'm lost. The trouble really started 3 days ago. I only saw the map once, but there was definitely supposed to be just one path here. We found dozens. Only an experienced guide would be able to find the right one. Of course, the caravan owner thinks I am such a guide. I told him I've been running this route for 10 years, that I know every bush by name. I really needed the money. They wouldn't let me run up my tab anymore. There's a whistle, then a hooting from the bushes. Bandits! 12 ragged, filthy people with rotten teeth and sunken eyes. Not much worse than us now. Rise from the bushes, their hair and clothes a mess. I raise my spear and start screaming threateningly, which usually scares off the weaker ones, but not these bandits. They get close. I swing. I stumble. I'm falling. I hear something crack. Did I break a bone? No, it was the spear. I fell across the shaft, practically sitting on it, and it snapped. The bandit attacks, his bludgeon swinging overhead. Terrified, I crawl under the cart. Members of the caravan are being slaughtered all around me like cattle. It was an evil hour when they chose to trust me, Vu Balak, a sham guide, a drunkard, and a sad coward who inadvertently led them all straight into a bandit ambush. The storyteller hands back the spear fragment, his forehead covered in sweat. What an unpleasant memory! I do not believe the owner of this piece was a meritorious individual. So that is very different from the story that Shainir told us, but yes, we get 180 experience out of that. Thank you. And then finally, we are going to come over here. Let's check our weight. Just do we have supplies on us? Yes. So I'm just going to sell a couple of weighty items. We can sell that half plate +2. We can sell a composite short bow, and we can sell the noble warhammer since we don't have any use for a warhammer +3. There we go. Goodbye. Or we don't have any use apart from selling, I suppose. And let's go into our kingdom management.
Adventures can wait.
So we get new curse research for Candlemere, which is good. We've got this event. We've got 2 weeks here. We don't have much in the way of projects we can activate, but we do have a region to claim. And nobody's really doing anything apart from these two. So we are going to go ahead and claim this region and cross my fingers that this doesn't cause a penalty from Ancient Curse Part 2. There we go. Successfully claimed. Very nice. And that is 5 regions added. That is the maximum number of regions you can have by this point in the game. So we've accelerated. Yeah. So that's all very nice to have that ticked off early. And of course it costs quite a few BP. But let's see what happened. So we need to go solve the Ancient Curse. Jubilos succeeded. Little bit of points. Little loss of BP. Rigonga triumphed, but that doesn't mean anything here. It's just a +3 to military. And this is the issue. Rotten Beast, we need to assign someone to this. We've also got quite a few. Right. Let's set about these. So, got this, which only Jubilos can do. We're going to spend a point there. Make sure we pass that. That's an opportunity. Howling Wolves. We are going to stick Rigonga there. Means we can't do blank spots. This is opportunity, but yep. Nature's Rage. We're going to stick Tristan in there, and we're going to spend a point as well, because these are tough. These are high DC issues here. DC 19. And Regent demands our attention, and that is because we are rank 3 and we've reached over 60, so this is really good. And Rotten Beasts, we will assign Octavia into there. We can't fail this, so yeah, there we go. Let's go see what Octavia would like to discuss. So, yes, I've come with a request. Could you find a diplomat to handle negotiations and politics? I lack the stamina to lead complicated discussions, and I don't have time at all for politics. Your subjects grow in number, and their problems multiply. It seems almost everyone demands attention. And she's suggesting building a consulate in Brevoy, which is cool, and it's not very expensive, 75 gold. So we are going to go ahead and do that. That will boost our relations by 5, which is excellent. There we go. Spending money to make money. And Dragon is here. So, he has brought an item. Dragon scale plate. That's really nice. That's an upgrade for Valerie. Please allow me to devote time to onslaught. Now this is quite interesting here. Put everything aside and get to repairing your grandfather's armor. This is the masterpiece item. However, this dialogue is a bit misleading. Because although we've done his quest, we haven't met other criteria needed in order for him to produce onslaught. I don't think. And so even though we can say that he will continue to bring us other unrelated items. So, yes. We'll see what he comes with next time. Got Mim here. Very nice. She's coming with Stalwart Warrior's Luck. That's a nice item. So please accept this humble gift. And we'll see what you get next time. And she also would like... She has a brilliant idea. And that brilliant idea is she wants 2 wishes. Or 2 more wishes, because we already gave her an emerald and a workshop. So, yes, go visit her. And that's what that Kaonin wine is for. That was her request. Was for some wine.
How cute.
Yes. And that has meant we have leveled up here. Most people, except Melly there, are now level 10. So I am going to go through now our level up. Finally, we've reached level 10. So the rest of this video is going to be leveling up, and then I'll probably finish the video off with going to Bald Hilltop. So first of all, we can level up Alice. And as usual, we're going to stick our points in Sorcerer. So nothing particular at this level 10. Our Bab is now 5. Wow. Yeah, okay. But on the off levels, we get spells of a new level. So we're going to get level 5 spells. So Persuasion and Law Nature as usual. So here we go, our first level 5 spell. And level 5 is just chock full of great spells. But we are an enchanter. And enchanters use enchantment spells. And that's what we're really stacked towards with our big DC boosts. And what I'm going to pick is we've actually got 2 very similar spells. We've got Hold Monster, which we would pick, you know, by default, if Owlcat hadn't included, for a slightly odd reason, this spell here, Constricting Coils, which is I believe this was in some supplementary Pathfinder book. Like, it's not a very usual spell, but this functions like Hold Monster, except the target is constricted for 1d6 plus 6 bludgeoning damage every round. And that's not actually lots of damage, but it's quite nice to just do a little handful of damage, like a minimum of 7 damage a round to anyone who's constricted. So it's quite fun. But yeah, the spell is basically this one here. Basically no difference here. Except we do that little bit of extra damage. So we're going to take Constricting Coils. And this can be used on a lot of things. We can constrict anything which Hold Monster would work on. They're both mind affecting and compulsion spells, so yes. And most things that this doesn't work on can be overwhelming griefed. So yes, there we go. So things that this doesn't work on are things that are immune to being paralyzed. Yes. Anyway, that's our pick, and what a great spell it is. Constricting Coils. She can, wave her hand and things get imaginary snakes wrapped around them. So there we go. Next, we'll do Valerie. So level 10 fighter. This is our last level of fighter, because we're going to be moving into Stalwart Defender after this. We've met all the prerequisites. But I wanted to do all 10 fighter levels first before we went 10 into Stalwart Defender. And the reason for doing 10 fighter is really as this bonus combat feat, and a little bit more, burst barrier, so slightly higher reflex save. But yeah, this is just what you can go 9 fighter, So you can get tower shield defense at 9, and then you could say put an extra point into something else where you'd be getting just a little bit of a bonus from that. Say, you could put a point in ranger or something, but I'm just keeping it simple. 10-10. We'll go athletics, perception, and we've got 1 spare point, which I'll stick in use magic device so that that's unlocked should we ever want to use a magic device on Valerie. So she can use it even if it takes a lot of tries. And for our bonus combat feat, I think quite obviously we're going to take improved critical, which will double the threat range of Valerie's bastard sword, which will synergize with outflank. So there we go. Let's pick that. Bastard sword. Something we could have had way back here, but at this point, but I've been holding off. Haven't felt the lack too much, but if you took improved critical here, you might have noticed things explode a lot more. And there we go. Next, Harem, level 10, cleric, obviously, and points into law, religion, and perception. No new spells. Wait, yeah, is no new spells, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the sort of off level with Harem. So we get an extra spell at level 9. We're going to we're going to take another bone shatter there to capitalize on his necromancy. And at this point, we will take another divine power. There. Everything else looks good. There. I'm just going to scrap one of them and take effortless armor. Okay. Jubilost. Alchemist level 10. So we're going to gain a discovery and poison immunity. And there's lots of good things we want. I've talked before about how there's more good things here than we have the room for. Now, I'm going to take something a little bit unusual. No, I'm not, because we can't take them until level 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Cognatogen here. And Cognatogen allows us to boost our mental stats. However, something that gets overlooked sometimes here is when the effects of Cognatogen end, the alchemist takes 2 points of ability damage to the ability store penalized by the Cognatogen. And if you're taking ability damage, that will heal at 1 point per rest, or you need to cast lesser restoration on yourself in order to recover that. So that's quite serious. Quite a serious penalty there. The upside is that using the Cognatogen increases the DC of your bombs, so you're more likely for your holy bombs to take effect and for your bombs to be doing full damage. So we're definitely taking that, since Jubilost hits touch AC very easily. So the need for the physical mutagen is not so high. There we go, usual stuff. And we get a spell. So I'm going to take False Life Greater here, because we can use this via infusion to give 2d10 plus 1 point per caster level of extra health to our friends. There we go. So while I remember, I'm just going to go into Spellbook and level 2, and we'll ditch one of these bull strengths, and I will put a lesser restoration in there, because we'll be needing that. And Melly, do you have lesser restoration? No. No, wrong level. No, so yes, you do actually. So we're going to ditch one of those cat's graces and stick that in there like that, just so that we can deal with this when required. So finally, I'm going to do Lindsay. So Bard level 10. We get Jack of all trades, so +1 bonus to all skill checks. That's nice. And another Bard talent. And we're just going to take the usual points there. For our ability, we're going to go combat trick. Yeah, and we're going to take cluster shots so that she's not losing so much, because the crossbow doesn't do much damage per hit. A lot of Lindsay's damage is being eaten up by damage resistance, or damage reduction, I should say. But this will mean that we can overcome damage reduction better. And once we get spells like transformation, we will be able to spew out crossbow bolts. There we go. Now, level 2 spells, I had to think about this, and there's nothing I especially want at this level. The standard thing to do would have been earlier to have taken Cure Moderate Wounds, but I haven't been relying on Lindsay to heal at all. Other things would be invisibility, and that's about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pressure off Alice by taking another Blur. Level 4, on the other hand, there's lots of spells we want. We're going to take Dimension Door, and we are going to take Greater Invisibility. There we go. 2 very, very useful spells. Greater Invisibility will allow us to be doing more sneak attacks with Sense Vitals. So there we go. Very nice. And everyone else can just sit on it for now. So, let's just duck in here. So, completed that. We've got new region upgrade. And we can now assign a Grand Diplomat. We've unlocked this because we're rank 3 and 60 here. And we are going to choose Lindsay. What better diplomat is there? Of course, we've got Bartholomew here, who we recruited. But Valerie would make a terrible diplomat. So, Lindsay, off you go. And now, for the end of the video, I'm going to travel to Bald Hilltop to resolve our curse. But first of all, we are just going to rest, because I'd like our spellbooks to be refreshed here. And I'm going to attempt to demonstrate quite how powerful Constricting Coils is. Quite powerful. So we've succeeded in our decree. It saved the barony. But we're going to head over to Bald Hilltop. Wearing our snazzy robe, which does nothing for us because we don't have any acid spells. But yes. It still looks okay. We'll shove that in there. So Dragon Scale Plate. It's very nice. Enchantment +2. Acid resistance 30. There we go. And that means that Harem can take that +1. And the other thing we got is this. Circlet grants the wearer a +2 luck bonus on all saving throws. That's very powerful. Like, luck bonuses are hard to come by. And that will do the same as a Ring of Luck here, except it's +2 rather than +1. We'll hang on to that for when we want to put different ring slots on here. So, off we go. Drop that off in there. Got our regular crew. So we're going to fight an enemy known as the Lost Sister and all her summoned treants. So here we go. And I don't feel too bad about pre-buffing here because we know that we're going to fight something nasty. Okay, ready. I'll try not to overdo the buffs though, because we're going to substitute buffs for control spells. Let's not go too far forward either. So,
Friendship lasts forever.
We are going to put the various things on the cat. Should really get Greater Magic Fang at this point. Okay. And Valerie. So we're going to make Valerie large and make Harem, not make Harem large.
Anything is possible.
So we want Good Hope, Shield of Faith, Shield of Faith, freedom of movement on Valerie.
And Lindsay was called for.
Give the order.
Have I been burning one slot? I have. Okay, blur, blur, and blur. And let's just do a little bit of rearranging very quickly to add in our new super good spell, level 5, constricting coils. There.
Just letting the ink dry.
So that should be it really for buffs, except we'll throw up resist poison.
This is my time to
Or
shine.
that should be it for long-term
No
buffs.
time for idling.
We'll throw up haste. Lindsay, where are you? You can
Lindsay the Magnificent?
throw up
Lindsay
sense
the-
vitals. Okay,
Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great.
we're going to want
Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
greater invisibility on Lindsay, and then Harem,
Don't hesitate.
Sorry.
righteous might, angelic aspect, divine power.
Adventures call to them.
There we go.
And Lindsay was
We'll put
called
up
for.
Dirge of Doom,
I am never wrong.
and we'll just walk forward a little bit.
I dare you.
So we get bear-like Treant, very nice. And this quick bore. So I'm just going to loop around here. So what we want to do is we want to try and constricting coils as much as possible. This is a level 5 magic beast, not dangerous at all. This is a level 2 magic beast. Because this is sort of a main plot, sometimes this stuff can feel quite low in difficulty compared to some of the other stuff. There you go, Kit. So, constricting coiled. That's the first one. And we'll just let the... There it goes. You can all move in. Okay. Next, we should have Venom Wolves. There. What I might... So, Lindsay here is doing considerable sneak attack damage there. I forgot to throw up see invisibility.
What a waste.
So these are our dangerous enemies here. So we've got Lost Sister, level 8 Fae, level 6 Sorcerer, and Smilodon like Treant, a level 14 magical beast. So we're just going to try and paralyze the Treant. We're going to cast Slowing Mud. We're going to start throwing some bombs.
Primitives.
And Lindsay has managed to kill that one there. So you can fire there. There we go. Constricting coiled. And let's go for the last one.
Spell's not working. That's mean.
While everyone else just closes in here. Yeah, so Lindsay doing... So this is base damage, electric damage from her crossbow, 2d6 from Necklace of Double Crosses, and 3d6 from Sense Vitals. And the next shot now, because we've given her the feat that for reducing damage reduction, should do considerably more damage. Unless it wrapped around onto a new turn. 3 seconds left. No, 0.3 seconds left. So let's clear. Yeah, managed to summon something. And constricting coil. There we go. Lindsay can advance, and it's just a matter of mopping up. Except that. There. Right. Am I going to try something really fancy to get us out of this? Are we going to dimension door over there? Nah, it's going to take too long. She's going to die before that 3.8 seconds runs out. Yeah, meaning the summoned animals disappear. But that's it. That was the Lost Sister. You know, that is a tough fight. I've seen people talking about that fight. I'm wondering how to do it, but being able to get to level 10 prior to that just gives me that sort of everyone gets paralyzed. Yeah, I think we fired off 3 and each one paralyzed an enemy, like including the Smilodon like Treant, which is an enormous like damage dealer. Ah, and Valerie, you haven't even put your decent, you know, stuff you're good with. You're still using that great axe. No problem. Let's see about skinning them. Take that, and we get an amulet of natural armor +2. So let's just grab all that. And that's it. There we go. I'm going to stop the video there. It's not quite half an hour, but I think that's quite enough. Yeah, I really do like that fight, and it really does go quite smoothly if you manage to bag enough XP beforehand. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.